Greetings, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in for today's webinar on Zoho Sign for Zoho One, where we will be looking at how you can make your paperwork easy with digital signatures powered by Zoho Sign. We will also be looking at how Zoho Sign seamlessly integrates with the Zoho One bundle of applications so that your paperwork at every stage of your business operations can be handled by Zoho Sign in integration with an existing Zoho One app. So I am Nandita, a product expert with Zoho Sign, and I'm joined today by Sai Anand, our senior product marketer, who will be helping us answer the questions that you post. So please feel free to post questions during the course of this webinar by clicking on the question mark icon that you can see in front of your screens. So without much ado, let me get started. This will be the agenda for today. We will be looking at an introduction to Zoho Sign, followed by reasons as to why you should choose Zoho Sign over all the other alternatives out there. And then we will have a quick demo of Zoho Sign with which you can see how you can execute agreements. And then finally, we will be looking into a detailed study of how different Zoho solutions help you to execute seamless paperwork in integration with Zoho Sign. So let's quickly get started. So yes, it is the new year, it's 2025, but even in this digital era, do you still continue to do paperwork like this? By which I mean, do you still draft paperwork, print, scan, and make copies of them, sign documents physically, and then fax or mail them over to recipients, collect their signatures physically, and then have a delayed turnaround and formalize all these documents, collect payments, raise invoices and bills, and then securely store these documents in a physical storage space, and then retrieve them in terms of audit or so on. If you still continue to do this, then your entire paperwork is manual with little to no digitization or automation. This leaves your business open to multiple risks, starting from document tampering to signature forgery to data loss and mishandling, which is why we provide an alternative to you, which is Zoho Sign, which can be a complete digital signature solution. You can sign documents digitally online with Zoho Sign and also collect signatures and approvals in a secure manner. You can also use templates, sign forms, bulk send, bulk sign, and many other advanced features of Zoho Sign for better and efficient signing. You can further produce and manage legally binding documents because Zoho Sign is legal in most countries across the globe and complies with their e-signature laws. And this will be something that we will also look at further down this webinar. You can also track your documents, download detailed audit trails, and also collect reports for accountability and for having a better idea of the access of your organization and whoever is using your Zoho Sign account. Moving further, let us look at why one must choose Zoho Sign. Zoho Sign is supplemented by compliance with strict data privacy and security regulations followed internationally, such as the GDPR, CCPA, and HIPAA, to name a few. We also provide multi-factor app-based authentication and role-based access so that only the right people have authority to access, share, and sign your documents. You can further access reports, tamper-proof audit trails, and completion certificates, which will give you a detailed summary of the signing processes and the document history. You can further authenticate signers via email and SMS OTP, dynamic knowledge-based authentication, government IDs, and signer attachments, to name a few. You can also ensure that your documents are time-stamped based on blockchain-based timestamping or trusted document timestamping, ensuring that your documents are signed on a particular date by a proper signer, and you can even track the IP address of the person who has signed the document. And of course, when you use blockchain-based timestamping, these records will be publicly available for verifying as well. You can further choose to print and sign for regional conventions, sign using USB tokens or third-party digital signature certificates, and also opt for advanced or qualified electronic signatures based on regional and national IDs. And of course, we provide all of this in integration with trust service providers, as mentioned here. As I mentioned earlier, Zoho Sign is compliant with various e-sign laws across the globe, starting with the PIPEDA in Canada, the e-sign Act in the USA, and then we have eIDAS in the European Union, ITA 2000 in India, ECTA in South Africa, ETA in parts of Oceania and Southeast Asia, and so on. We also provide the various types of electronic signatures which are available at different levels of security, such as the standard electronic signature, advanced electronic signature, and qualified electronic signatures. Zoho Sign is also popularly opted for by many companies because it is available across all platforms. So it's not just something that you can access on your web platforms, but you can also download the native apps of Zoho Sign on your Android devices, iOS devices, iPad OS devices, Mac OS devices, and Windows OS devices. So this ensures that your documents can be signed from anywhere at any time, and you can sign on the go as well. Now we come to the integrations of Zoho Sign. So Zoho Sign does not only tightly integrate with the Zoho suite of apps as mentioned here, but it also integrates with third-party services such as the Microsoft suite of apps and multiple Google apps. And we also integrate with CRM apps such as HubSpot, Freshsales, vTiger, and Pipedrive to name a few. You can also build your custom workflow automation, workflows using integration platforms such as Zapier, Make, Integrately, and so on. You can also choose to import and export documents using cloud storage apps such as Dropbox and Box. And of late, Zoho Sign has been also giving AI-based assistance in features using integrations with Microsoft Copilot, Zoho's very own AI assistant Zia, and OpenAI. You can also choose to use our developer tools such as APIs, SDKs, and webhooks to integrate your existing apps with Zoho Sign's functionalities. Now let us go through a quick demo of Zoho Sign and its key features. So let me take you to the homepage to guide you through this. So in case you do not have an account already, all you have to do is type zoho.com/sign and you will be taken to a similar page. So I am accessing Zoho Sign from an Indian DC, which is why this homepage pops up, but a similar page should pop up for you based on the region that you are logging in from. So you have to create an account here first. You can type in your email, password, phone number, and agree to the terms and conditions. Or you can even sign in using your Google, LinkedIn, or your Microsoft account. Once you sign up, you will be able to sign in. So once you've signed up for the first time, you can quickly just sign in by clicking on the sign in button and it'll redirect you to a similar space. Here you can type in your email address and the password that you've set. Or you can choose to sign in using Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, X, Microsoft, Apple, or GitHub too. So once you sign in, let me show you how it will look like. So I have an account here that I've already signed in. So this is what it will look like. And this account is a Zoho One account that I am using. All right. So you can go to your profile to view the subscription plan. And this is Zoho One account that I'm using. So you can choose to also check your profile and set it up before you start signing. To do so, you can go to settings and click on my profile. So here you will be able to set your signature, initial, and stamp, and also a few other details. These will get auto-populated each time that you set up fields when you start sending documents out for signature or signing them yourself. So here you just need to click on the pencil icon to edit this. Zoho Sign allows you to type your signature, draw it, or upload an image of your signature and initial. So I'm just going to type it down here so that it's easier for me, and I will just choose from one of the options given here and click OK. I can do the same for stamp as well, where I just upload an image of the stamp, and I can further edit these details. The details that cannot be edited are synced with my Zoho account, which is why they cannot be edited from here as they will change across all the various Zoho apps that I'm using. So once I'm done, I can just click on update and then I will be told that the profile is updated successfully. All right, so let's just go back to the home dashboard. We will be going through all of these various options on the left dashboard pane. So let's first start with need your signature. This is a case where people have sent you documents via Zoho Sign for you to sign. So let's just take an example here. Let's just take SMP, which is a social media policy, which has been sent to us by someone using Zoho Sign. So in this case, this is exactly how people will be receiving documents that you send them out for signatures as well. So you just need to click on this checkbox to confirm that you've read and understood the electronic record and signature disclosure. So if you click that, you'll be able to, read through them. Excuse me. You can just choose to agree and continue right here. Once you do that, you will be guided through the fields. And in one click, your signature gets auto-populated based off your profile. Then you can choose to sign via any of the trust service providers that you've integrated with, or you can choose to do more actions. Once you click here, you will be able to do more actions such as summarizing the document, which is done with the help of Zia, our very own AI assistant, or you can choose to print and physically sign this, decline the document, skip signing, or even check for the document history. So I'm going to just quickly sign via Zoho Sign. And just in a matter of seconds, this document should get signed. You can email it to yourself, print the document, or download a copy with password protection as well. Now let's go back to the Zoho Sign dashboard. So that was pretty quick, right? And that is exactly how all the other processes will be too when you're starting to opt for digital signatures with Zoho Sign. Let's quickly try to sign a document by ourselves. The only difference here is that you will get to upload a document here rather than someone sending it to you for signatures. So I can choose to upload one from my desktop or just drag and drop the file here, or I can choose to upload one from a cloud storage device. So say I have already integrated with any of these cloud storage apps here, starting from Zoho Work Drive to Dropbox, Box, Google Drive, or OneDrive. I can simply click on the document that I need, go through the folders here and just check for the document I need, and then attach it. But let me just upload one from my device so that it's simpler. So I will upload a sample social media policy document here. And once that's done, I will be able to add further documents if I want and even merge them. So what happens here when you merge all these documents together by clicking on this checkbox is that if you have one document with say 2 pages and another document with 5 pages, you can merge them together as a single document if you wish to. You can even choose to arrange them in any order that you want. Okay, so that is available too. So you can change the name of the individual documents or change the entire set of documents name as well. So once you do that, you can click on continue and you will be taken to the document viewer page. Here you will be able to add fields. So let's add a signature field. It gets auto-populated. Our name was also there, so that's also going to get auto-populated once I drag and drop it. And I can also add a sign date if I wish to. So these are the various fields that are available here. Further, you have an option for custom fields. You can choose to create fields that you want to add here, customized to your needs. So how you would do that is just click on the create button and then you will have an option to set up the field as per your requirements. You can choose what kind of field it should be. You can just put a name saying, for example, email, and then you can just put in the type it should be. You can further edit it according to whichever type it is. So let me just keep it as text so that I can show you further details. You can add a default value, set a character limit. You can just change it to 500 characters if you want to, and even have validations for what kind of characters need to be entered here. Once this is done, you can share it with the organization so that everybody else in the organization as users will be able to use this field. And once you click on create, it will be available right here. And you can quickly just place it if you want to. So this is a new addition that we have in Zoho Sign as of now. So you can then choose to sign. This is the same exact process that we saw earlier, where you click on Zoho Sign and the document gets signed successfully. At this stage, you can choose to send it out to recipients as well. So let me just type down a name of a recipient that I want to send this document out to, who's going to be Dave Smith. Once I click send, the process is completed and you will be able to view the document that is completed in the Documents tab. So you get automatically redirected to the completed subsection where you can click on the particular document and then you will see that it has been mailed, viewed, and signed. You can even download a completion certificate from here automatically for free. So let me just download that and show you what it looks like. So yes, it's downloaded and let's just try opening it and viewing it. So you will be able to see who sent the document, the name of the document, where it was sent from, which is the organization, what does the signature look like, access from which IP address, and so on and so forth. And even a copy of the legal disclosure that we agreed to is given here. So this is how you would sign a document yourself using Zoho Sign. Now let's go back to the home dashboard. And now let us send documents out for signatures. So this is how you will collect signatures from others. So again, you can just upload a document here, but you have an additional option here called templates, which we will come to as part of the next section in this webinar. So for now, let me just upload another document, which is going to be a lease template, because with this as a fillable template, I will be able to show you more features. All right, so this is one of those features and we will see it when we move to the document viewer page. So let's just quickly scroll down and add recipients. So you can add yourself immediately by clicking on this button, and then you can keep adding recipients by clicking on the add recipients button. So here, say you want to add a second recipient who's going to be Dave Smith, you can do so. If you've already sent them emails or you've already contacted them, their details will get automatically populated. Here you have an option to also add bulk recipients. So Zoho Sign allows you to bulk send to up to 1,000 recipients at once. So what happens here is if you have a document with a certain set of fields that you want to send out to multiple people to get them signed, as in you have a document with a signature field and you want to send it out to 1,000 different people, meaning 1,000 different individual copies of documents with one signature being filled each. If this is the process that you want to follow, then you can definitely choose for bulk recipients and send it out to up to 1,000 recipients at once. However, the data of the recipients need to be stored in a comma separated value file and then uploaded. So you need their recipient name and their recipient email as mandatory sections as part of your comma separated value file. So let me just show you how that looks like. I have a sample file here. So I will just upload it here and you will be able to see that it gets populated thus. You can change it at this stage also. So say if you want to give two different names called Maria and Sean, you can change that here too. So you can edit it right here. And you can choose to add further fields as well and merge them with the fields that you will be adding inside your document. So that is allowed as well. So if you import it, both of them are going to receive two individual copies of the document for signature and they can sign it once and send it back to you. There is another button here called Send an Order, which allows you to order the procedure of signing. So it can be, say, sequential, that is, after John Martin signs, Dave Smith receives the document for signing, followed by the bulk recipients. Or you can uncheck it and keep it as a parallel signing process where all of them receive the document at once. You can, of course, change the order by just switching up the numbers here and typing them in, or you can choose to drag and drop to change the order. There is another method through which you can add recipients, which is a new development that Zoho Sign has brought out. It's a very recent update called signer groups. So assume you want to collect signatures from anyone in a particular department or vertical. Say you would like a signature from anyone in the HR department of a particular organization. You do not mind who the exact recipient is. It needs to be somebody from the department. In that case, you can create a signer group in users and control and then upload it here. So let me show you how to work through that. If you're an admin, access users and controls. You will have options to view through all your users, and then you can go to user groups here and create a group and add the users that you want as part of this group. So say there's human resources already here, and we have two people here, John Martin and Dave Smith. They're already added. You can further add more users too. And now if you go back, you will be able to see that the process is already stored here. We just need to go back to documents and then choose this to be able to continue. So say you're adding yourself, and as the second recipient, you want to add this signer group. All you need to go is go to name and then type in the name of the signer group. At this stage, both John Martin and Dave Smith, who are part of the HR department, will receive this at once, and either of them can choose to sign on behalf of the department. Okay, so this is how it's going to look like. Now let me quickly also add another recipient, Dave Smith, and walk you through this process. Here you have options through which you can choose what action each recipient must do. So needs to sign is pretty straightforward. They get to sign the document. In-person signer is another option that Zoho Sign allows you to execute, wherein if you are a company that often has field visits that you do and your recipients might not exactly have the right devices or connection to continue doing the signing process by themselves, and if they need guidance, you can allow for a host from your organization to carry a device with controls for the entire signing process. And at the stage of signing, they can pass the control over to the signer and then let them sign it and regain control back on the same device. So you can set a host email ID and a signer email ID to go ahead with this kind of a signing process, which is in-person signing. There is another update that Zoho Sign has, which is to sign with e-witnesses. So when you're signing with witnesses, this tends to be a process that is widely followed when you require for someone to observe and attest that the said recipient has signed the document. So witnesses are very popularly used in, say, scholarship affidavits or in land registry documents and similar kind of sensitive documentation. So Zoho Sign allows for e-witnesses. You can add up to 2 witnesses per each recipient. So you can allow for the sender themselves to type down the witness details, or you can ask the signer to enter the witness details, which happens to be very useful in case there are last minute changes as to who the witness is going to be. And of course, you can add two witnesses per each recipient. So we can do the same thing here as well. So you can add two witnesses. Sorry, yeah. So this is how it is going to look like. So now let me just quickly show you a simpler method, which is going to be needs to sign. So this is going to be pretty straightforward for us to follow. And let me also complete the other signer actions, which are going to be approver and receives a copy. Approver, as the name suggests, will be somebody who approves the document, and the receiver just gets a copy of the document and does not have to perform an active action onto it. The document can be delivered via email or email plus SMS, and when you click on SMS, of course, you will be asked to enter a phone number. So let's stick to just email for now. You can add further customizations per each recipient too. So let's click on that. You can add a private note. Say if you want John to sign right, within the end of the day. So you can just type in sign this by today. So you're going to tell him this privately. You can choose authentication types too, so that your recipient can authenticate themselves before they sign, and you're rest assured that the right person has received the document. So this can be done via an email OTP, an SMS OTP, dynamic knowledge-based authentication, and via an offline code. So these are the various options that are available now. Further, you have 22 options to choose from for email and interface languages. So the signer can execute the document in their vernacular language if that is comfortable for them by choosing from any of these any of these languages that are available for us. So if the sender sends it out in this language, that is what the recipient will be able to access it in. Further, you have digital signature providers that Zoho Sign provides, but your recipients might not need to use all of them. So you can give them select options or allow them to choose from any of the providers that you have integrated with. So if it's just going to be selected providers, let's just take out Trust for now, so that when I show you at the signing stage, you'll be able to see that it only has the, when the recipient opens it at the signing stage, these are the only three options that will be visible to them. So you can hit save. And these are, of course, only for John Martin. Dave Smith will not have the same set of customizations. You can choose to customize further if you want to. Let's also look at more settings. You can choose the number of days within which they must complete signing the document, and also choose the agreement validity from forever or to a particular date. So I'll just set it to 1 month from now. You can also choose to set a document type and a folder, or even create a document type and folder. And this is done purely for better organization. And it's a very, something that you do for your own clarity and for better centralized management. This comes handy when you have to search for documents. So say you're someone who signs a voluminous amount of documents, and the organization has piles of documents that they keep signing on a daily basis. If you need to search up a document, you can go to the drop down menu here and filter based on the document type or the folder name. So this will come in very handy at this stage. You can add a common description and also set an automatic reminder and set the frequency at which the reminders must be sent to. You can also send a common note to all recipients apart from the private note that we have given here. At this stage, you can choose to save and close the workflow so that you can continue it later, or you can click on continue to be redirected to the document viewer page where you can add fields. Now, this is a document which already has field spaces, and Zoho Sign detects them, and it asks if you want to assign fields to a recipient at this stage, or you can ignore it and manually add the fields yourself. So let's just assign fields to a recipient to see how that works. So I'll assign it to John Martin, and click on proceed. It'll take a couple of seconds, but you can see that all the fields have been auto-filled. All right. Now the same thing can be done using Zia as well. So if you click on detect fields, if there are field spaces in any document, Zia will be able to detect it and fill those spaces. So let's look at how that is done. So I will choose Dave Smith this time so that you can have a color differentiation and see this clearly. Let's just choose 2 pages so that it's differentiable for us. So once you select on the document and choose the pages, you can just click on detect and insert. So give it a couple of seconds and you will be able to see that for Dave Smith, similar amount of fields are, inserted here. All right. So let's just give that a second to load. So as you can see, 42 fields in these 2 pages alone have been detected by Zia and inserted wherever there have been field spaces. All right. So if I just pull this down, you will be able to see that it is differentiated, right? Yeah. So that's how both Zia and Zoho Sign in itself are able to quickly detect field spaces and fill them up for you. And this cuts down on the cumbersome process of having to drag and drop fields individually. We also have a couple of interesting new fields here, so I'd like to walk you through them. First is formula fields. So here you can set in a conditional formula. So you just need to click here and you will be able to configure a formula and the field will act accordingly. So you can choose, set up a formula, choose the fields and operators from right here and save this for future use too. So this can be saved as a custom field too, so that it will be listed when you click on custom fields. So we already checked formula fields and custom fields. And you can also make sure that in custom fields, you can set conditions. In formula fields, you can also set conditions too. You can ensure that this field is shown when any set condition is followed. So you can set what is the condition based on the field and what sort of an operator needs to evaluate at this stage. So this entire formula can be customized as per your needs. So let me just delete this field now. There is also another option here called payments. Zoho Sign integrates with a Zoho Checkout to help you collect payments and signatures in one go. So say you have a Zoho Checkout account already and you have integrated it with Zoho Sign, all you have to do is click on the checkout organization and then ensure that the details here are right and set the amount based on the currency code which is already set by you in your Zoho Checkout page. So at this stage, you can just type in the amount that you want to collect, and this process will be initiated automatically as this document is sent out for signatures. All right. So this is also done, and let me just quickly go through the fields and show you another option here, which is an option to pre-fill fields. So you can also add a field by yourself, which will get pre-filled based on your profile details, and then this document can be sent out for signatures. You further have an actions button here, which allows you to apply a field template, which is nothing but if you have an existing template, which is simply a document with fields in place, you can place the fields in the exact same spot in this document. Basically, the document underneath alone changes, but the places where the fields are will get replicated onto this document. You can do so as well if you want to. And then you can click on send or choose to schedule the document for later. So let's click on send later. So you see that you can send the document from any time starting from 30 minutes after the creation of the document to 30 days after the creation of the document. So you can do so and choose the time zone that you want to and choose to schedule and send if you do not wish to send the document out right away. So let's quickly quickly click on send. And here you will be able to see that the number of fields and the recipient details are all fine. And you can choose to sign the document right away because you're accessing the same account, the John Martin account, or you can just choose to uncheck this box and click on confirm, and the document gets sent out for signatures. So once this is sent, you will get redirected to the in progress section where you can just click here to see that the document has been sent out as an email to only John Martin as we sent it in a sending order. So only after John Martin has signed will Dave Smith even receive the document. So yes, that's how you quickly send documents out for signatures using Zoho Sign. Now let's come to an advanced feature, which is templates. Templates help you cut down on your repetitive and cumbersome paperwork by making sure that if you have a particular document and fields that are going to be set in place and only the recipients are going to change, you can just make it as a template and use it unlimited number of times. So let's see how that is possible. You can choose to click here to create a template or even import a template if you have a document with fields in place. So let's just create a template here and add a document from our desktop. I'll choose the same sample social media policy file. And here you can choose to just have a role and not even have the recipient details mentioned because each time you might be sending it out to a different person. So since it's a social media policy file, so I will just name it as employee. So at every stage, it's an employee who's going to be signing it. And let's say there's going to be another role here called HR. So they are going to be approving this document. All right. So let's make them an approver and this person a signer. All right. So let's continue. You can add fields for the associated recipients here. So let's just add a signature field and a full name field. Sorry, a full name. Apologies. Let me just continue again once. Yeah. So let me just add a signature field and a full name field here for the employee, and then add, you know, sorry, and this is going to be an approver, so there are no fields associated with them. So let's just save this. And now anytime that you wish to send this template out, you can just click here and you will be able to access this section where you can just fill in the details of the recipient here, and you can keep sending it out to recipients as many number of times as you want to. And if you want to just add more fields, you can do so by clicking on continue, or you can quick send or send it later. You can also use this template when you start sending documents out for signatures. At this stage, when you send them out for signatures, you can just upload a template from right here. So you have an template here. So this, if you just use it here, you're going to be able to see that this is the same template that we created right now. Sorry. Yeah. So you have the recipient details here. You can just click on continue to go further. So now this is a method through which you will be able to send out a document with a set amount of fields repetitively to different recipients. But say you are not sure who your recipients are going to be, but you just have a set number of responses that you would wish to collect, and you want to circulate this request for a signature in a secure public URL, and you want to embed it onto a web page or circulate it in Zoho Click, WhatsApp, or other messaging tools. Then what do? You can create a sign form. So sign forms ensure that you have a shareable, secure public URL that is generated each time you have a signature request, and you can embed it anywhere or even share it around without any worry of tampering or any sort of misdemeanor happening when you share the URL out. But for this, you need to have a template already in place with the first recipient's details being empty. So just like what we created right now, you can have a role, but you need to have the first recipient's data empty, be it their name and their email ID. This is because you're not sure who will be filling in the form, so that, who will be accessing the URL and then filling it in. So you need to have the first space empty for the data to be incorporated into. So let's just create a sign form. Let's choose a template from here. So let's say there's a sample social media policy template here. You can just enter a name saying sign today. All right. And then you can choose the validity. You can choose for it to be valid for just 1 month or even set it forever. You can enforce a one-time password too and limit the number of responses you want. So if you just want, say, 25 responses, you can do so too. You can choose to avoid duplicate responses within the first 7 days of initial response, and also allow signers to resume signing from their previous response, which is very helpful in case they had a network connectivity issue or a power outage, which caused them to stop filling in the form midway. So let's create it, and you will be able to see that the sign form is created here. Let me just quickly click on that, and you will see that there's a URL. I'll copy this and paste this in another tab for you to be able to see how this looks like from a signer's point of view. Sorry. So apologies. We did not add a particular field here. So let me just show you another one, which I've already created. So I'll copy this URL and then paste it here, and you will be able to see that this is what the sign form looks like. So the signer can type in their data here. So if they just type in John Martin and type in the email, let's just use Dave Smith's account this time, just for a change. We'll just type in Dave.Smith, and then you can start signing. So once you click here, you will be able to see that the document viewer page opens up, and you can just confirm that you've read and understood the electronic record and signature disclosure. Scroll down, and then if you click on the fields, they're going to get I just agree to it now. And once you click on sign, you will be able to check your signature, click OK, and then choose to sign via any of the trust service providers here, and you should be done. So once you finish the signing process, this is exactly how we signed when we signed by ourselves and when we went for the need your signature option too. So yes, these are a couple of advanced features that you can use for quicker signing, and also to cut down on repetitive, cumbersome paperwork. Finally, you can go to reports here to have a detailed history of the documents or folders or the templates that are created and so on. You can see the data for a specific amount of time period and also export this as a CSV or PDF file. You can also choose to have filtered reports. Let's say if you only want to see a chart of all the documents that are completed, you can do so here and export it to, and also check it for a particular timeline as well. And if you scroll further, you will be able to see details regarding who sent out these documents, who were the recipients, and so on. And the same goes for the various other subsections mentioned here. The same would also go for documents, which is very similar. So here you will be able to see all the documents that were sent out, and also you can choose to have filters as to which fields must be mentioned in this table. So say if I'm going to add templates and remove a recipient name, this is what it will look like. So this will get changed. Yeah, so the recipient name was gone, and then you have templates used instead. You can also filter out a particular amount of data to be shown per page and so on. And this will be the same for each of the subsections. So let's say if we click on in progress, you will see the in progress documents. And if you click on say completed, you will see the completed documents and so on. So yes, that was a quick run through of the Zoho Sign dashboard. And as I was already speaking about users and control, I would like to also mention a few other, options that you have within this particular feature. So you can add and manage all of the users in your organization by going to users and control. So what you do here is you can list your users by inviting them in here, and you can set particular roles and profiles for them. So what are exactly roles and profiles? Roles basically are the amount of data that each person is allowed to view. So it has to do with the visibility of data in the particular organization. So say if you're a marketer, that's the role that you're creating. You can just ensure that they have access only to view documents that they receive from certain user groups, or that they are owned by a particular list of users and so on. Profiles, on the other hand, help allow for certain permissions for each of these users. That is, if they are a finance admin, they will be able to prepare documents, create and edit templates, delete them as well, and so on. But say if they are going to be an administrator, they will have access to everything. Okay, they will have access and permissions to execute all sort of functionalities. So roles have to do with visibility, and profiles have to do with permissions or what functions they can execute. For each user, you can set these up and also change their role or profile here. So you can just click on each user and change their grant access, revoke access, delete or change their ownership, and change their profiles and roles. So yes, that was a quick run through of the Zoho Sign app, and let me just move back to the presentation. At this stage, I hope that you have a clear idea of Zoho Sign's functionalities, and you can, of course, post questions on to the panelists if you wish to as well. Now let's move on to the various integrations that Zoho Sign has with other Zoho products, starting with Zoho CRM, our very own customer relationship management tool, with which you can quickly close deals and, of course, sign securely with the Zoho Sign integration. So let me show you how that works. Let me just quickly open this account and log into Zoho CRM. So ensure that you have the right licenses both in Zoho Sign and Zoho CRM, and that you've integrated with both apps before you start signing documents from within Zoho CRM. The integration process is very simple. All you need to do is go to Zoho CRM and click on the gear icon, which is set up. Scroll down to Marketplace, find Zoho, and then scroll down till you find Zoho Sign. Here, the option setup now should be visible, but since we've already integrated, it shows manage. So that's how you need to set up Zoho Sign with Zoho CRM. In Zoho CRM, you can send out documents for signature from any of the modules here. So let's just click on leads and let me show you how to get that done. So say you have a lead called Dave Smith here. You can click on Dave Smith and you will see a button called Send with Zoho Sign. Once you click on that, you should be able to view a similar interface such as that we saw in Zoho Sign. So give it a couple of seconds to load, and you will be able to see that the interface is pretty similar. You can add documents from your desktop or from CRM documents that are available. So if you click it here, you will have documents that are here in your CRM folders from which you can attach a particular document, or you can even upload CRM attachments. So you can just scroll down to find any attachment that you have in your CRM and upload it here, or you can choose to just import it from your cloud storage apps as well. You can also use templates, both mail merge templates that are available within CRM or your Zoho Sign templates. You can just see that all the Zoho Sign templates that have been created are available here. So let me just add a document from my desktop. So I'll just simply show you how to do this. This is the same as we did in Zoho Sign. The record gets auto-populated, and of course, all the customization options are just the same, except for one thing, which is the email template. So if you want to send out this request for signature with the same Zoho Sign template, you can do so. Or if you want any other template that you've created within CRM, you can choose that from here. So once you're done, all you have to do is click Save for these customizations. And then if the document already has fields in place via text tags or so on, or if it's a fillable template that Zoho Sign can read and place fields on, you can quick send. Otherwise, click on Next and give it a couple of seconds for it to open the document viewer page where you can add fields. So let's just quickly see that. So you will be redirected to this place where you can check for all the recipient details and then click on continue. You can just place a couple of fields. Let's say you place signature and full name and click on send. You can just confirm the details and quickly send this document out for signatures, right? So that is how quickly you can send out a document for signature using CRM and Zoho Sign. So the document, I think, should be sent out for signature at this stage. So you can check the status of all your documents sent out using Zoho Sign by scrolling down underneath each, record, or you can quickly go to the ellipsis and you will be able to see Zoho Sign recipients here. So give it a second and you will be able to see that Zoho Sign recipients are shown right here. All right, so this is the document that we sent out. And then we have Zoho Sign document events, which will help you track down all the associated, document events right here. So we have the document we just sent out for signatures. And you can also check for Zoho Sign documents. So you will be able to see the documents associated with Zoho Sign also here. All right, so let me just check for Zoho Sign documents. Yeah. So these are the documents that are sent out using Zoho Sign in CRM. Now, let us go to the next integration, which is going to be Zoho People, which is Zoho's HR management tool. So this HR management system that is provided by Zoho makes it easy for you to track and also manage all your employees in one place. And of course, needing to send them out documents for signatures is going to be a repetitive process that you can quickly execute by integrating with Zoho Sign. So let me show you how to do that. So we will need to go to Zoho People, and the same process follows here. You can just sign into your existing Zoho People account and ensure that you've integrated Zoho People with Zoho Sign. So once you do that, all you need to do is click on Operations and go to Files. And you will see a button called eSign Documents. And here you will already see a list of all the documents that have been sent out for signature and what is the status of each of these documents. You have a button here to send for signatures if you've already integrated Zoho Sign with Zoho People. You can upload a document here or import it from your cloud storage devices. Choose a folder to put this under. Choose a document name. So I'm going to name it Social Media Policy Jan 22. You can add a message and also choose a specific email address or a specific user based off the data that you have. People. So let's send this to John Martin. And as they're already associated with this account, this is going to show up. You can also add further options such as a deadline, and you can also enforce reminders for the document recipients and choose to redirect them to particular websites upon each of these actions, such as signing the document or when they choose to sign it later, on rejection, and so on. So once you hit send at this stage, you're going to be able to check the document viewer page and add the fields as necessary. So this is going to be John Martin's account. And as usual, let's just add signature, full name, and hit send. Confirm the details of the recipient and click on confirm. The document gets sent out in a second and you will see that, it's been updated here too. So you will be able to just click here and you can see that the document has been sent and it has been created and sent to John Martin. The request is gone to them. They have still not opened it or signed it. All of these details are available here. So this is how you can quickly send out all your employees' documents for signatures using Zoho Sign and Zoho People's integration. Next, let's look at Zoho Books, which is the accounting and financial platform provided by Zoho Sign for all your accounting needs. So, by integrating Zoho Sign with Zoho Books, you will be able to sign estimates, invoices, quotes, and so on. There are other finance apps that Zoho Sign integrates well with as well in the Zoho suite of apps. So, let me take you through that in the upcoming slides. But for now, let's just quickly look at how a particular use case under Zoho Books with integration in Zoho Sign will look like. So let's quickly access our Zoho Books account. So ensure that you have the right licenses and that you have integrated your Zoho Sign account with Zoho Books. Here, let me say that I wish to send out an invoice for signature. I'm just going to click on sales and choose invoices. I'll create an invoice here. So say this is a medical company and I'm going to send this out to John Martin. All right. Uh, or let's just send it to Dave Smith for a change. All right. So let's just send it to Dave Smith. We will just add their details. So let's say there's a medical record called 12678 and a patient ID. We will just type in an ID here and choose the items associated with this invoice. So let's say they have bought 2,000 units worth of medical supplies. You can add a discount tool here. So you will just add a discount of 10%. So your entire invoice is already built. So they have to pay $1,800. And at this stage, you will be able to see that there's a button here called Save and Send. And next to it, if you click on the arrow, you have an option called Save and Sign, which is what we will be choosing. So the invoice is created. You can check your signature as per your Zoho Sign profile and click on Sign Invoice, and the document gets signed immediately. So give it a second to load, and you will see that the document has been signed. At this stage, you can choose to send it as an email or share it with someone, or even download a PDF of it or print this invoice. So let's just choose to send an email, and here at the end of the email, you will be able to see that this invoice is digitally signed, and you can just choose to send it out to your recipient. You will have all the invoices listed here, and you will see that the ones that have been signed are mentioned here too. So this is how you can quickly send out an invoice with your signature. You can sign it as well as send it out to recipients in a matter of just seconds. So as I was already saying, Zoho Sign also integrates with other Zoho Finance apps such as inventory, invoice, billing, and so on. And as you can see in this chart, Zoho Sign integrates to perform certain functionalities in association with each of these apps. So, for instance, in Zoho Invoice, you have options to send signed estimates or collect signatures on estimates, and also send invoices which are signed to customers. But when it comes to inventory, since you do not have the estimates in this process of inventory tracking or inventory management, you're going to be only able to send invoices, credit notes, and purchase orders. And this is how it works with the other finance apps that Zoho Sign integrates with as well. And the interface and the functionalities are going to be pretty similar for you to use, just as we saw in Zoho Books. Moving further, let's look at Zoho Sign's integration with Zoho Workdrive. So this is something we almost touched upon when we were sending documents out for signatures. It allows you to import documents from Zoho Workdrive. So this is something we already saw. Similarly, if you go to completed documents and click under actions on the ellipsis icon, you can save it to cloud and choose Zoho Drive. A similar pop-up will come up. You can just choose the folder that you want to put it under, and you can click on save. You can choose to automate this process by enabling automatic cloud backup from settings. You can just enable this and also choose to include the certificate of completion. Choose which folder it needs to fall under and in which file format as well. So Zoho Workdrive is Zoho's very own file storage and management tool. And in integration with Zoho Sign, these are the various functionalities that you can execute. Moving further, let us look at Zoho Mail, which is a business email service provider that Zoho provides. And often you might see that you have attachments that are sent to you via emails that you would like to get signed immediately without switching tabs. In that case, if you integrate Zoho Sign with Zoho Mail, you will be able to access it via the e widget here, which is indicated by a plug icon. So once you click on an email with an attachment, you will be able to choose the attachment or even upload a document of your own here once you click on the e widget. You can send the document out for signature or sign it yourself, and the process is going to be very similar to what we have been seeing so far with the Zoho Sign user interface. You can also choose to have a detailed idea of all the document statuses by clicking on the stack icon here. You can see which documents were sent out, to whom, and what status it is in as well. A similar interface is shown in Zoho Desk when you integrate Zoho Desk with Zoho Sign. Zoho Desk is a customer ticketing app that Zoho provides. So it is a help desk app that we have, and you can integrate it with Zoho Sign so that you can quickly sign attachments on tickets using this integration. So if you have a particular attachment in a ticket, you can and you have integrated with Zoho Sign, you can click on the ellipsis and click on Sign using Zoho Sign, and a similar pop-up is going to come up just as you saw in Zoho Mail. You can choose the attachment here, or choose to upload a particular document and send for signatures or sign the document by yourself. Here, you can track documents in a similar manner as we saw in Zoho Mail, but an additional feature here is that you can choose to filter out documents that were signed or have Zoho Sign executed upon them associated with this ticket or with this customer in particular too. So you can filter it out thus and have a detailed idea of the documents that you've sent out associated with this ticket or with this customer using Zoho Sign. Next, let us look at Zoho Writer, which is Zoho's word processor tool that you can use to create, collaborate on documents, and edit documents on too. So when you are creating a fresh document with Zoho Writer, if you wish to make sure that you can send it out for signatures, ensure that it is a signed template. So when you're creating a document in Zoho Writer, it'll ask you if you want it to be a signed template. You can choose that, and that will be indicated by this, option here called sign template. So once you have set up your entire uh, Word file, you can just click on sign, and then you can choose to send documents out for signature or sign them yourself. You can add fields from the automate button here, and this is going to be pretty similar to how you add fields in the document viewer stage of Zoho Sign. And you can further configure what happens after you collect the sign. So if you want it to be sent out from a particular email address, if you want the signed documents to fall into a particular folder after you sign them, all of this can be set up when you're making a signed template within Zoho Writer. So once you're done, you can again choose to click on this button here called Send for Sign, and you can see the status of the document. So this document is drafted, it's ready, and it was sent for signature, but it failed to collect the signature of this recipient, and the signature process was initiated by John Martin. So let me just have a quick sip of water here. So the next app that we're going to be looking at is Zoho Recruit, which is an applicant tracking system that Zoho provides, which makes it easier for you to track your job openings and associated candidates. So here there are multiple things that you can do when you integrate with Zoho Sign, starting with the candidates module. So if you've integrated with Zoho Sign, you will have this drop down where you can choose to send for Zoho Sign and then upload a document of your choice or use a template, pretty similar to how we did it in Zoho CRM. Another option you have here is under job openings. So say you have a job opening with which you have associated a few candidates, you can choose to generate an offer letter automatically from the ellipsis icon. Once you generate an offer letter, what happens is you can upload a template that you have already, or even create an offer letter template and ensure that you can collect e-signatures via Zoho Sign in this template. So once that is done, you can add the candidates that you've associated with this job opening and quickly send them the offer letter, meaning that the entire process of adding an offer letter and adding a e-sign field to them, all of this gets quickly automated from within the same interface itself. Next, let's look at Zoho Forms, which is a form builder tool that Zoho provides. So here too, we have multiple options that you can try out when you integrate Zoho Sign with Zoho Forms. The first of this is when you integrate Zoho Sign with Zoho Forms, you can choose to map fields, which is nothing but when you have data entered onto fields in Zoho Forms, you can have them auto-populated to to the fields that you will have placed in Zoho Sign. So here, say there's a full name field in Zoho Sign, the data that is going to be there in the full name field in Zoho Form will get auto-populated onto the Zoho Sign document. You can also choose to, send documents out to recipients manually after you collect their details, or send them a documents link to their email, or redirect them to a Zoho Sign document as soon as they fill the Zoho form. This is an option where, say, you have already sent out a form and you have entries with you of whoever filled the form. You can choose to just choose particular, amount of entries and then send only those particular entries a document out with Zoho Sign. So this is something automated. This is something a little more manual. So if you want to opt for either of these options, you can do so. Next, we come to Zoho Flow, which is a workflow automation platform that that Zoho provides. So Zoho Flow integrates with multiple other apps. What they do is provide triggers and connections and actions. So you can choose to set up an entire workflow by yourself and make sure that the entire process is automated by choosing to integrate with Zoho Sign and multiple other apps out there. So let's just choose one particular use case, which is going to be human resources. So here they have integrated Zoho Recruit, Zoho Sign, and Zoho People in this workflow. So first, a candidate is hired, and as soon as that is done, there is the trigger for this action, which is to fetch interview details happening. Once that is done, there is a trigger sent to Zoho Sign to send an employment contract automatically to this candidate, and then the employee's record is added to Zoho People as soon as they sign the contract. Again, an NDA is sent via Zoho Sign as soon as the record is created, and then the employee is added to the intranet group, and finally they are sent a social media policy. And of course this will happen one after the other without any sort of human intervention, so you can feel free to experiment and create your own different combinations to achieve an automated workflow with Zoho Flow. Next, we come to Zoho Creator, which is Zoho's app builder tool, which is both low code and no code. So if you connect Zoho Sign with Zoho Creator, what you can do is when you build an app, you can fit in some of Zoho Sign's functionalities within the app. For instance, we have an NDA management app here where the name, email, and mobile number of visitors are collected. So once that is done, we can choose to send them a template, send them a document for signature, collect a document status, or mail them signed documents. These are buttons of Zoho Sign functionalities that you can place within this particular app that you have created. So this is something that you can do if you've prior connected Zoho Sign with Zoho Creator. Finally, we come to Begin by Zoho CRM, which is a recent integration of Zoho Sign. So Begin helps small and medium-sized businesses to be able to access CRM functionalities at a very small scale. So if they do not want complexities, they can obviously offer Begin by Zoho CRM to have a quick start into using CRM functionalities. Zoho Sign integrates and allows for functionalities with three Begin modules: pipelines, contacts, and companies. So once you open any of them, you will be able to send with Zoho Sign if you have integrated both the apps, and also track Zoho Sign documents. And once you send with Zoho Sign, this is the interface that opens up, and this is pretty similar to what we saw when we tried out Zoho CRM. So yes, at this stage, we have come to an end of the webinar.
Thanks for that, Sai. I too don't see any more questions, so we can wind up. But before that, just a quick announcement. Before I do that, I just would like to appreciate the attendees, for sticking till the end patiently. I believe that you all would have found the session informative. So here's the announcements. We have webinars lined up through all of Feb, and per usual, they're all on Wednesdays, same timings. I'm dropping the webinar page link for you to check out, the upcoming ones and register for them. We'll also be notifying you via email in the next couple of weeks. And we have our Zoho One workshop happening from March this year. You can check them out. You can check out what you can explore in this workshop, which countries we're visiting, and much more by clicking on the link that I've just shared under the Q&A tab now. And you can register, as early as possible, as we've got limited seats for the workshop. You all would have already received an email notification about this too, with a subject line Zoho One workshop invite. So you can check the email out as well. You will also be receiving further emails on the workshop and also on the webinars, like I said, in the next couple of weeks. So thank you so much. Thanks, team, for all your efforts. And thanks, Nandita, for a wonderful session. Much appreciated. Thank you.